every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream is loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Hi guys, welcome to Mine and Tequila's match reaction. It's not going to be a long show, guys. It's literally going to be 5-10 minutes at most. Just me and Tequila walking you through what we thought was our reactions to the 2-0 win over Brentford. First win at home for quite a while. Tequila, what are your thoughts, man?
Overall, I'm pretty happy. I think we all kind of got what we wanted. It wasn't a sensational performance. It was very workmanlike performance. We deserved the win. I think every player played their role. Defensively, we were pretty solid. One or two maybe moments in near the end, I was a little bit like, just knock it out, guys. I think Danzo had a bit of a crazy moment, but most of the time, defensively solid. It was our attacking play that I think impressed us the most, James, because we were running at their defense. We were very aggressive. We were looking to do a lot more forward passing, getting the ball forward. I think the movement was pretty good as well. So I don't have that many complaints. Yes, they were not a good side. They did not play well, but we need to give ourselves the credit as well. So overall, James, mate, I don't have much to complain about, bro, for you.
No, I'm pretty much in agreement with you on that one. No complaints from me. We obviously stuck to the task. The task at hand was obviously getting the 3 points, and we did it. And we did it in a kind of professional way. Defended well. Midfield worked hard. And the attack was there. The attackers were there for goals when we needed them. Simmons, I think, was outstanding. He got both of ours. Were our man of the match in the game. And like you said, Brentford, they weren't the best team in the world, but we in a game that could have quite easily been a banana skin. Given his recent form at home, we avoided that and we played well to get the 3 points and give us a much needed win in the Premier League. So yeah, I'm no complaints from me. I'm quite happy with it. Back to winning ways.
What about the Thomas Frank, James? How do you think he managed the game? Obviously, he brought some subs on. We were in agreement with most of the subs. I think we were both wondering why not take Richarlison off for Tell, considering he can't play next week in the Champions League. So it's like, and we did make some points like, if you're not going to play him, why don't we buy him? How's he ever going to get better? So what would you give Thomas Frank for his management of the game?
I think I'd probably give him a 7 out of 10. I think he made some changes that were the right changes. I'd love to give him an 8, but I think there was like we said, I think he could have brought Tell on. I think some of the changes could have probably been made earlier, given how comfortable we were in the game, and certainly rest some of those players for the Champions League game. Maybe he didn't bring Bergvall on because he's thinking he's going to use Bergvall in the Champions League. Maybe he didn't bring Sarr on sooner because he's thinking about the Champions League game. I'm hoping that he continues to use Simmons and give him the ability to sort of get more game time and more play in the team, because I think he was probably our best player today, right up there with Richie. And given that we're probably going to rely on Richie and Moani in the Champions League game as well, I think he probably could have brought them off and give and tell that opportunity to play and get them some minutes in the tank as well, rather than
going forward, James. Let me ask you this: for the next Premiership game, so we'll leave the Champions League game out of it. For the next Premiership game against Forest, I think. Does he stick or twist? Keep the same team? Go with what worked this time, or is he going to tinker again? Or is this team what you think? Obviously, because this is one of our better performances of the season, at least I think so. Do you just say, okay, well this worked, so we'll keep with this, or is he going to muck around with it again?
I think he'll change it. I think he will. I would like to see some consistency in the starting 11. I could probably sort of say what might end up happening, given if we didn't have any Champions League football midweek, I think probably what you would find is maybe 1-2 players might change in the Nottingham Forest game. But given we have got a Champions League game, I think probably against Forest, I think you might maybe see 4, maybe 5 changes from this game to the Nottingham Forest game. And more than likely what you'll probably see is a Doggy come back into the starting lineup against Nottingham Forest. I think you'll probably see I'd like to see Tell starting against Nottingham Forest. I think the midfield will change against Notts Forest. I think you'll probably see.
You'll go back to Bentancur and Paulinho. He seems to like to do. I don't. I personally don't. I don't want to see that. But do you think he will?
I think that's what we'll see against Notts Forest, realistically. And I mean, I'm pretty much the same as you in that respect. I don't, although they are 2 very good players, I don't like to see them playing together because they are both very, very.
I was about to say,
similar.
Do you think you only need one of them playing, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't need both. I agree.
No. Because they're both very similar in the way they approach games to you want one sort of midfielder as that sort of attacking threat, not like out and out attacker, but someone who's going to just step up a little bit more, push up that little bit more. And I think either a Bergvall Gray, Bergvall Gray, Paulinho Gray, Paulinho Bergvall, one of those, a combination of the sort of even Papsar in respects. One of the more attacking minded players, I think, is side next to a Paulinho or a Bentancur gives you more of a balance.
You want Paulinho to sit and protect the back 4, and then you want the other midfielder to try and be a bit more creative and get a bit more forward to support the attack. Yeah,
absolutely. So supporting Simmons, supporting whoever's playing in that number 10 role, rather than having 2 defensive-minded players. Wayne Bonner, big up Wayne. He says, now that's more like it. Good performance, attacking. Xavi, Moani, Kudus needs to start consistently. Rich played well today. Good to see the boys play with freedom and confidence. And he also says Gray also had a great game. Absolutely, Wayne. I don't think there was many players had a bad game. I think we're all in agreement for the sort of front five all had really strong games. I think Mawani, although didn't get on the score sheet, caused Brentford problems with his play. I think Gray was pretty solid, didn't really do anything wrong. Bentancur was pretty solid. And I think it kind of says that Frank was looking at the midweek Champions League game of maybe Bentancur starting with when he brought him off and Palhinha coming on for Bentancur. That's kind of sways me to think he's probably going to look more at a Bentancur and Palhinha midfield in midweek. Which, look, I understand why he does it, because I think he thinks it's going to make us more defensively solid. But it's okay being defensively solid. But you don't win games by being solid defensively. You win games by scoring goals.
I think he can work away, but at home, I don't like playing two defensive midfielders. Maybe that's just my personal preference. I want one of those two midfielders to be a creative passer, playmaker. That's what I personally want. Away from home, maybe it's a bit different, but at home, we'll have to wait and see, mate.
Yeah, we will indeed. But all in all, I think it was a good. No, not even good. I think it was a great, solid team performance. I think it's one of the few games that the team has all played well, not individuals doing it all and sort of the other players sort of coasting through the game. I think it was a good, solid team performance. I think Porro had a half decent game. I like him as an attacking wing back. His crossing is still a little bit to be desired for. I think he's good running with the ball and he's good defensively. He's just his attacking and that final ball still needs to be worked on a little bit for me. But yeah, a good all round solid team performance and 3 points in the bag and Spurs go marching on.
Hopefully Thomas Frank can build upon this result. Forest. I don't think Forest are any mugs. I think Daishi's got them doing pretty well. Yeah, they lost to Everton today, but overall, I would say that they're quite a strong team. They're not obviously top of the table or anything like that, but they'll be a decent challenge. I think they're a better team than Brentford. So I think it will be a bigger challenge for us. But if we can put on a performance like that most weeks, I think we'll find ourselves moving up the table. We're not going to get in the top four or anything like that, but we play more like that, and we'll be sitting comfortably in the top 10. I think. If we see more of that going forward, but I'm a little bit. I don't want him to tinker with that much. I would like to get a bit more of a settled team, but I kind of accept. I think this is just what he does, and that is what this manager tends to do. The Tinker Man.
Yeah.
Used to call. Was it Benitez used to be called the Tinker Man?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was the Tinkerman. Was Benitez, and I understand he's probably still trying to figure out who his best players are. I suppose it ties in with this reaction to some of the Spurs fans who say they want Thomas Frank, even Dermatron, our very own Dermatron, who he's changed his opinion on Thomas Frank from he was quite happy with having Thomas Frank in, and he's now very much on the Thomas Frank out. I would love to know what his take on the Thomas Frank situation is now. We've got a win underneath his belt. Is he still very much Thomas Frank out? Is he not?
I'm not going to speak for Dermo, but I'd imagine Dermo probably is still going to be dubious about him. But I think they'll probably look at that game and see it was a step in the right direction. It's of course how we follow it up. It's going to be how we follow this up. If you go back to how we were before in the next game, then it's all for nothing, isn't it? So
It absolutely 100% is all for nothing. Ryan says it was Ranieri who was the Tinkerman,
Oh yes,
not
yes,
Benitez.
right, yes, it was
Um,
Claudio Ranieri. Yes.
and Rodney Martin, he says, I think we will come good in the new year and get in the top four. I think the top four is quite strong at the moment, Rodney. I would think if we get top six, I think that would be an unbelievable season for us. If we can push for any kind of European space spot next season, I think that would be considered a really good season for us, given how we performed last season. With maybe some of the right additions in the January transfer window, I think maybe we could take a step forward. But it's how they integrate into the team. And January is always a difficult window to navigate.
Yeah,
And
I'll be keeping my. I'm going to keep my my feet on the floor. I generally don't overreact to one game. It needs to be. I need to see several of these in a row before I'll start believing finishing in the top six and something like that. But I will say,
yeah,
James, that it is refreshing, at least for me, to actually come away from a Spurs fan and not really have any complaints.
yeah,
Because it's been so bad for like the last 18 months, especially in the league, has been so depressing and so bad that it's actually come away and say, you know what, I can't really fault any of the particular players. They all probably got at least a 6 or a 7.
yeah.
And I can't remember the last time I've been able to say that to you.
No, I agree. Even in some of the games where we've actually come away with a win, and there's been some players that I've been like coasted through that game, didn't really try. At least that was a game where it looked like every player knew their role and played that role and did that as best they could, and really sort of helped push the team on. And get us the 3 points in the bag. And like I say, I'm very, very sort of pleased with the way we played, and hopefully we build on that midweek, and then go into the Forest game, build on that. If we can get another 3 points midweek as well, and 3 points next weekend against Forest, yeah, we can start looking up rather than sort of looking down. We all know December, January is busy for games, and the games are gonna come thick and fast, and squad depth is going to be key. And Frank will have to rotate the team, and it's how the team handles that rotation. Is it going to work? Wayne Bonner says he'll stick with his 7th to 9th finish. I went before the season. We're into another rebuild, which will take time. And I agree. I'm 100% on that same field as you, Wayne. I think it is another rebuild. We are in another rebuild, and it's about giving the manager time. Give him the time, getting him the players that he wants, and then seeing how we develop as a team with the right player, with the players the manager wants, not the right players, but the players the manager wants, not the players the club wants. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to change. We need to give the manager the players he wants, and not the players the club wants. Just because they think they can turn a profit on it. But yeah, overall, I think it's a great game, a good win, and I'm pleased, and I'm going to enjoy tonight with 3 points in the bag.
Exactly, and we should all enjoy these moments, because we've normally always got something to complain about. So enjoy the night where we really don't. That's what I say.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But that's it, guys. That's Minor Tequila's match reaction. Like I say, hopefully Dermo will be back for the midweek game, the Champions League game. As Wayne says, Frank's still an underwhelming appointment for me, but he can crack on from today's result. Then I may be open to changing my mind. Look, when I was exactly the same, Wayne. When we appointed Frank, I thought it was a bit underwhelming given some of the managers that we were linked with. But we have to play with the cards that we've been dealt, and let's hope that we can sort of kick on from here and sort of start building on it. But please, guys, please like, please subscribe, hit the channel like and subscribe. Join us midweek, or join Dermo midweek. I'll be at work. Tequila, I know
you never know. If me, maybe, probably. I'll try.
If you can, mate, you can. If you can't, you can't. Dermo is more than able to carry the show on his own because he is the master at these. I just hope we've done him proud today in covering the game. I'm more than sure I'll speak to him later on, and he'll give me some feedback on what he thinks. But thanks very much for joining us in the watch along, guys. Thanks very much for joining us in our match reaction. Hope you enjoyed it.
Enjoy the weekend and everything as well, guys.
Yep. So Tequila.
Yep.
From me to you, where can people find you?
Obviously on here with you, James, on the Play Pouch, which is a little gaming channel, me and a couple of 40-year-old nerds, and Com, who is a nerd, just not quite as old. You can join us on there. There'll be some South Park coming up and end of year game awards that we're going to be covering. So yeah, please join us. Cheers, James, bruv. Everyone have a good weekend and take care of yourselves.
Yep. 3 points in the bag. Come on, you Spurs. In Thomas Frank, we might believe.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. And on that bombshell, we're signing off, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we will see you midweek.
Eyes on the prize.